Well, here we go again. First, we had Cat Williams. Then we had Monique. I think what happened is that many individuals, even including myself, we look at entertainers as an outlet, and oftentimes we take those images off of the screen and either try to replicate them, duplicate them, or model after them. And it seems kind of difficult because we see them in one light, but when the light is shed on them, we see them in a different light, or at least here. And it could be rumors, it could be hate, it could be one thing, or another. We just get to a point where it becomes somewhat fascinating to hear. So I pose this question: why is it? Why do we care? Why is it important? I think for me is that we do look at these individuals. I think about Bill Cosby back in the day in I Spy. I think about Sidney Poitier. I think about you know black characters in the media who, if you are a young man or a young woman growing up in a household, while we were back in the time where we were latchkey kids, and we came home, ran rushing home to watch TV. This was our babysitters. These were the individuals that we looked at if we had them. In many cases, we saw Happy Days and we saw Laverne and Shirley and we saw white images on television. And, sometimes I hear some people say they looked up at Barbara Walters, although they're black. I see individuals look at Leave It to Beaver mom and think that she was the role model of motherhood. And, you know, so we look at images and we put in our mind that that world is true. I remember even as a kid, I used to think that the television was amazing. I used to think people in television, this was a kid though, that people were like very, very small and the TV just blew them up. And so it was like one big stage and little people would come and they'd be amplified through the television, whatever. That's just how I used to think. However, now that we know that television is one thing and we have even reality shows that are scripted, we've become somewhat infused in our life and invested in things of that nature. Young women who saw Barbara Walters and Oprah Winfrey aspired to be them. As a black male, you saw characters like Billy D. Williams and other Shaft, Richard Roundtree, things, people like that. And he tried to be there. Even I remember the little karate shows. You hot shot, hot shot. We go to a movie theater, we come out and we beating one another up, throwing kicks, and I'm the dragon style and miss. So let me get back on the point. So why do we care? I think in our world we believe that comedians tell the truth, but put it in a way that is funny, kind of taking us out of our moment, taking us out of our reality for a minute so we can have some type of entertainment. But what we've been seeing lately is an industry that has been feeding individuals money, currencies, and a lifestyle that we sometimes want to wish we had. And because we only see them momentarily or to a special, whatever, our lives still have to go on. Their lives still have to go on. But we take that image and we try to bring it into our life. And so, and in many cases, like I said, we become invested in these individuals because you think about a half an hour of time, you can't get time back. Think about an hour, you can't get time back. You think about a 2 hour special, you can't get time back. So we've invested time and energy and emotions and feelings in these individuals. And then when you hear individuals come out the way that Cat Williams and Monique has revealed some things, you're crushed. You know, I think in some cases I like and I've liked Steve Harvey. I like uh, Ricky Smiley. I like you know Chris Tucker. So I like individuals, but then when you hear individuals reveal their personal experience with them, it makes you say, hmm. Not in judgment, but to just make you, it's just a natural reaction to make you say, hmm. With that, then you hear the masses give their opinion about, oh yeah, I remember this person did that. I remember the person did this. I remember, oh, that's why that person did that. So when you get to that point, it becomes opinions and it becomes perspective and it becomes your perspective about them. And that's what I like about the Black perspective. You get to give your perspective. I'm not going to tell you how you should feel. You tell me how you feel. You tell me what's going on in your world, what's going on in your circle that will bring some type of understanding, mutual understanding, if it could be, to why you feel the way you feel. And so our phone lines are open 840 855 I think it is. I'll get that better. Um, and it's on the screen. I'll probably have to edit that, but I'll just let it roll for a minute. Uh, so call in, let me know how you feel about what's going on. Um, as a patron or a person who likes comedy and likes music, whatever, I get to decide what I like, whether I like you, whether I don't like you, whether I'm gonna patronize you or not, that's me and other people as well. So if I don't like a particular style of comedy, then I don't know how well you are as a person, but if I don't like your style, I think you're corny. I think that's my opinion. Apparently some people think you're not because they're paying for it. But I think when we as onlookers get involved with the conversation, personal, information goes out. I think, in some cases we have to be um, mindful of how far it is we're going to go or go in regarding that um, just perspective or liking of someone, you know. So again, give me a call. We'll call in. We'll put you on the mic and I'll see if we can hear you. This is pretty much um, one of my first airings. I've been having some technical issues, and I don't like to say that because it is what it is, but there's been a lot of delay. But I'm here. I really don't want to talk about people. I want to talk about situations. I want to talk about historical facts, politics. Um, we as a people. I describe myself as an American who is a descendant of enslaved people, AOA, aka American Descendants of Slavery. I give the utmost respect to Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore, who is uh, inspirational to me, and hearing the message that they have about being specific about a justice claim and things of that nature. So when you hear me saying ADOS or American Descendants of Slavery, it's not disrespecting Africans, African Americans, Black even. It's me telling you and sharing with you what I identify with. Um, I was a United States Army. I served the United States Army. I'm a veteran. I used to have to raise my hand and salute and everything. And it wasn't until I heard about the American descendants of slavery where my third ear became aware. I have traumatic history in my family where my uncles were who served World War II, some served in World War One, have draft cards, doing research and things of that nature. And I heard stories of my uncles who were chased out of Tennessee, pretty much threatened to be lynched. They moved. They didn't just migrate. They moved. They ran. They fled to Detroit, Michigan. Thankfully and gratefully that the automotive business was happening back then. So they were able to get into those type of industry jobs and factory jobs. But um, that's what ADOS is about. We are a lineage, and we talk about um, issues that matters. And I support Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore 100% until they tell me different. You know, we're a lineage group based, off of our experience, our ancestral backgrounds and things of that nature. And again, it's no slight what you may hear from other organizations saying that we are disrespectful, xenophobic, or homophobic. When we are, we appreciate that. I think many times individuals who either are getting the limelight, don't want to share that limelight, they are threatened to one agree or another, or they've been so anchored in what they believe that there's no room for growth or education or being specific. So um, that's enough of that. However, being a young African American man, I'm 55 years old, and like I said, many of us are invested in our entertainment um, heroes, sheroes. And so, if you have something to say, uh, please call in. The lines are open. Give you an opportunity to call in, chime in, and let's have a conversation about what's going on in the world. So 1-840-888-5155. And yeah, we're open to hear that conversation. But if not, I'll keep on talking. Yeah. Let's see. So another thing that I've been in the world of politics, the Senate and the House of Representatives have been having a scrimmage over voting. And as American Descendants of Slavery, we're petitioning for justice claim for reparation. And for me, it doesn't make sense of us. I know we guise the world under uh, security interests, you know, things of that nature, where we have homelessness going on. We have a redress and grievance that needs to be met towards the America's descendants of slavery. We have a secure border. If you look at the documents of the Los Angeles Declaration that President Joe Biden has put forth with the other 22 America's countries, you will see that there has been a open um, compromise, if not agreement, to allow migration to happen in these countries. However, it just seems as though North America, is the only one that's being saturated by these migrants. At this point, I'm not calling it illegal because the president of the United States gave the authority. And so uh, Congress is going back and forth whether they're going to secure the wall. Congress is going back and forth whether they're going to support the war between Ukraine and Russia. Congress is going back and forth whether they're going to support the um, instigation, I like to say, instigation of the Middle East um, and the slaughtering from the um, Israel's up to Gaza. So there's a lot of stuff going on that we as Americans are um, being told because we're not in the room. Uh, there's a lot going on that we need to be mindful of. Again, feel free to call in. If you have a perspective on anything I'm talking about why do we care? Why do we care and watch comedians warring with one another? Why is American descendant slavery being put on the back end while our country has homelessness going on, unsecured border? Ukraine is being dealt out billions and trillions of dollars. The support of slaughter and genocide of Palestinians in Gaza. What is your perspective on these matters? Chime in. Uh, Phone lines is open. I'll take your call and we'll go from there. If not, I'll continue to go on. I'll probably go on for about maybe a half an hour today. So I've got about mm, 12 more minutes, but I would like to hear from you, um, white, black, red, yellow, whomever. I'm not going to uh, fight with you. I want to hear your perspective. I may debate you, but I'm not going to dismiss your perspective. It is a historical fact um, about what's going on. And just another thing too. I was looking at the 1619 project, and I was doing my own research, and I was looking at some of the things that um, Americans, Black Americans, Americans since slavery has been here. Um, and in 1619, you think about the accomplices to America, the British, French, Portugal, Spain. America was a territory at that time. And you think about all those who, when we talk about reparation, all those countries need to be held responsible for the enslavement of African people. And when we talk about reparations, I think we shouldn't be too broad, but we should be specific. And if you're going to include 1619 as one professor likes to say, then you need to hold those accountable who held this land during 1619. And then when America come into view, through the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution 1776, things of that nature, those two had took on the burden and had took on the sins of this country. So if you have anything to talk about that as well, Again, I'm open for that. Uh, so let me see here. I do have in California, it is dry today, south of LA and between San Diego. However, we are expecting some more rain. So yeah, if you want to know where I'm located, studio, I'm in Southern California, in between LA and San Diego, and it's a nice day, comfortable. But we've been having a lot of rain, and this rain has caused a lot of headache for some. It's not snow, but it has been causing some havoc on individuals and their livelihood. So at this point, it's about 50 degrees, and it's cloudy, overcast, but I think more rain is supposed to come. So if you're in this area, California or Southern California, just make sure you take shelter, make sure you have everything that you need, be safe. Because this come today, tomorrow, I think it's supposed to be, one more storm coming through, and we want everybody to come out safe, right? So again, if you have any comments or questions about the board, you have any comments or questions about the comedians who, I put on there, hurt people, you know, um, in some cases or another, these are our visual heroes, people we think that we somewhat grew up with, but only for a moment in time, you know, they reflect, and we may even grab some things, good things from them, habits or, saying statements, whatever, and carry on through our life. So if you have anything regarding that, if you have anything about the Ukraine war, Russia, you have anything about homelessness, the being not practicing social work. I learned a lot through the social work realm of how we as a society gives so much, but it's like wasteful. And if you create a nonprofit organization, the paperwork, the legal, and you offer a service to people, I think that service need to be audited to the point, that if you're receiving money from the state or the federal government, that need to be accounted for. I worked for an agency back in Tennessee where the director, he would say, and it was pretty much true too, 99% of the funds that we received would go towards the veterans. And I was over a $50,000 grant, and I made sure that I kept my ducks in a row. I offered what I could, you know, and at the end we'll get audited. You come up for new funds to be open, but yet you have to show, that that money was spent, no wasteful spending. Yeah, we had salaries and things of that nature, but we were like, right on the crust of, where it should be, and promotion of things. We didn't have that much advancement because we had passion in doing what we did. We're all veterans. So in one way or another, veterans is a category in itself. Employers get benefits for hiring veterans. So, okay. So it's like a give and take, you know. Most everybody had their own health care. You got a bunch of disabled veterans that go to the VA and get all that stuff taken care of. So you didn't really have much stuff pulling and tugging at your your wages. But the director was able to uh, secure 99% of the grants that came in towards the veterans, housing, food pantry, different things, what they call stand down, where homeless veterans will come in and, they'll take care of them for the weekend. If they didn't have health care or dental or even have the claim, we will actually get their claim started. And some veterans will come in like, they probably suffer from mental health or whatever. They'll come in and we'll start the process. And then within maybe, depends on how long, because in the VBA, which I worked there and retired from, we will start their benefits and they give you 30 days to, try to take care of your claim. So you come in through a homeless program, you're housed, now you got shelter, you got food. Okay, so now all we need to do is kind of set you up and find out what health issues are you suffering from that may have been caused by the military. We'll open up a claim for you. And it could be at the minimum within 30 days, you can turn out maybe 10% to 100% in total permanent disability. So you have a non-taxable um, disability going on, and that could set many people in the right direction. Unfortunately, some of them were heavily medicated, some of them were, again, homeless. Some of them had some mental health issues, but if they had a good support system, um, I used to get them employed as well. Some of them have criminal background. I used to also represent some of them, what we call drug court. Validate that they are in the program. They are doing the worthiness of what they're supposed to do. So we would chart these individuals on the path of, sobriety and help them. So can you imagine what a program like this, what you can do to for homeless people? You think about a person who may have suffering from ADHD or some other, in the foster care system, foster care system, if the foster care parents aren't doing what they're supposed to do. But this person then be deemed as disabled, however you're able, and functional, however you're able to give them the resources they need to put them on the right track. That in myself is very rewarding and towards individuals who's out there possibly suffering, don't have a clue. So I don't even know how I got on the point, but anyway, um, we are Americans who are going through some issues. Yes, we're blessed to be in a country. However, we have to learn to stand up and demand, fight, and expect um, the freedom and democracies that we have. I believe in civil disobedience, as long as no one's getting hurt. But I believe in protests. I believe in, holding our government accountable. And so with that, it's about maybe a minute and a half out. I'm going to wrap it up. This is the Black Perspective. I'm your host, James Anthony Vaughn. Thanks for listening to me, and I wish that you have a great day. And until next time, please feel free to chime in. Um, I haven't yet made up a schedule of when I'm actually going to be on. So just look for me and see if everything works out, and we'll go from there. But again, thank you very much. I really appreciate you listening to me during this half an hour conversation. And if that's it, that'll be it. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Peace out.